Hello everyone, welcome back. In the last lesson, we add the real book list component as well as the get book list services. And in this lesson, we'll try to add the book detail page component. So for example, when you click on the title of a book, you're supposed to go to a detail page of the book. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So first, open your command. And we're gonna go to components and create a new component called real book. And then let's open our text editor for front end. And let's go to our real book component. So we're gonna import several packages. First one would be parameters activated router from Angular router. And then we're gonna have a get book service from services get book.service and import a book model from models book. So we haven't added the get book service yet. Let's simply do that. ngg service, nope, service is right. And we're gonna call this get book service. Okay. So let's go ahead and modify that. The first page is, again, we need to go ahead and bootstrap it. I'll copy this line and change this to get book service and get book service. We're gonna add it to our provider list. And in this get book service, we're gonna get book service, copy the HTTP headers from Angular HTTP, and also we're gonna define our HTTP instance as user. After that, we're gonna define a get book method which takes a ID, and let's copy from another method here. So here we're gonna have our book plus ID, okay, and we're gonna have our get method as well, headers, token, so that looks correct. Then come back to our real book component.ts. We'll be defining some variable. First one is book. Second one is book ID, okay. And here we have constructor to define the get book service, and we have our route as activated route, and we have our route okay. Why do we need this parameter and router thing? Well, let's see. In this ng on init, you can do a list route dot parameters dot for each parameters params and this dot book ID equals number dot parse integer parameters ID. So what is this doing? So if we come back to our book list module, the book list component, and within this body part, we should be adding a navigation. And this navigation is something like onSelect book. This dot select book equals to the book parameter, and this dot router dot navigate to a path. What path? Will book. This dot select the book dot ID. So this onSelect method is called upon when you, in the book list, you click on the book title, okay? So when you click, this onSelect method is called, while the book parameter is passed to it, okay? So within this onSelect method, we take care of this book to the current book, and then we use the router to navigate to a different path while passing this ID to it, okay? So this is important to understand. When you are navigating through the body of this class or the component, you are calling this router.navigate to a path, okay? This path should be defined in the navigation, the router file, the app.routing.ts. Also, there's a parameter passed to it, okay? So we need to add this routing path. And how do we add it? So first, we're gonna change the path as viewbook, and as we're gonna pass an ID to it, we're gonna have this /column ID. This basically means that this ID is a parameter, path parameter. And of course, the component would be viewbook component, okay? And we have to import that. Okay. And once we know that there will be an ID passed to this viewbook component, we can get this parameter by using this method, this .route, and this route is the activated route type, okay? It's different from this router type. This route parameters for each. Suppose there are several parameters, we're gonna use for each to grab one of them. But because there's only one, doesn't really matter we use for each or not. But let's just keep the form here so that you get exposed to this pattern. And we are passing the parameters, and it's parameter type. See that? Where we import it here. And we are using the big arrow operator. That means we can do some operation on the parameters. Because we know we only have one parameter and its name is ID. And how do we know this name is ID? Well, it's defined here, right? In the, not module, sorry, app.routing. It's ID. So that we can fetch the ID value by using this one. And because we passed through the URL, it's gonna be a string, and we need to pass it into an integer number. Now assign to this book ID, which is number type, okay? And then we have this get book service get book, this book ID that subscribe result or response an error. If there is some response, basically it means it's a book, and we'll convert it to JSON, assign it the book. If there's error, we'll simply just clean out the error. Okay. And there's one thing that you have to notice. When you are doing ng on it, this is an asynchronous call, okay? If you have another asynchronous call, suppose this is another one, okay? Second asynchronous call. They're gonna be executed at the same time. Well, this one will be executed first, but it doesn't guarantee the response will be turned back, and after that, it starts to execute this one. No, it won't do this way. It basically, what it does is send this command out. Once it's sent out, you just jump to the next one. It doesn't wait until it fetches the result. Okay, you should be aware of that. Sometimes people just think, well, this one just run, right? And then it has to wait until everything finished, and come to the next one. No, that's not the case. If you want to do that, you have to put it inside this one, okay? That's how you do it. That's because it's asynchronous call. All right. So just want to make sure you understand that part. And why can I do it this way? I have this one as, well, because this one is not as asynchronous call. It's just directly, passing the parameter, and it should be fast. All right. And that's pretty much for this lesson. We will continue the next one to add the template for our workbook. All right, see you guys in the next lesson.